Hi guys, this is EJ Houston. I want to talk to you guys about my new project that I came up with. It's my project that I've been working on for like almost 6 months. It's called Van Helsing Origin. Now it's a it's mixed with a little suspense, action, quest, adventure. There's a lot of stuff involved in it. And what it's based on is Van Helsing's origin, just like the title would say. It's no, excuse me. It's pretty much based on his history. You know, if you notice, most of all his movies, if you've watched a lot, like the old school black and white Dracula or the new movies with Hugh Jackman, they're always about the present. You know, but what I did is I analyzed the books and movies, and I came up with my own perspective of what happened in between, what caused Dracula to hate Van Helsing or vice versa, and pretty much meeting all of the people. If you look at it, Van Helsing knew a lot of the myths. He was in he was based around a character that knew almost every creature known to man. He was a philosopher and an anthropologist. He traveled a lot. He studied a lot. He was a man of knowledge. Now, in my book, what I did is I took the concept of him being knowledgeable and seeing what they did with Hugh Jackman in the movie, and I kind of sort of blended it into one book. And I made my own character. Now, my character is not really based on the same characters of either, but he has similarities of both. With my, of course, my own, analyzation of the character of what I designed him to be. He looks nothing like either one of them. He has his own unique look and appearance, of course, and I can say that he went on a lot of grand adventures. But what I did is I had fun with this one. I took it all the way back to when he was a kid, and the book is actually based on past tense, which is the introduction. You're going to see that first because I actually did publish this. Just to let you guys know, it's also on my Facebook, and it's my name is Edward Houston, of course, EJ Houston, but Edward Houston. So you can look me up on Facebook, or you can go to lulu.com and type in Van Helsing origin, and it'll pop right up, or just Van Helsing, because I think I'm the only one on Facebook that wrote that kind of piece. So if you're looking for it, it's on there. But as I was saying before, the piece is very unique, and it took me a while to get it done. So um, I did finish it. It's, like I said, it's published. So it's around him as a 19-year-old kid actually doing God's will, of course, working for the church, and the church is has been fighting myths and keeping order and maintaining order for thousands of years. And the reason why they have Van Helsing, of course, because he chose to stay. He wanted to do what he liked. It's not like he likes to kill or anything. I don't want you to get the wrong concept of his personality. But he wants to serve the church and God for him being able to survive that long. Because if you read the intro, he actually pretty much his mother was attacked while she was pregnant with him, but she fought the vampire off, and pretty much she was wounded. The church actually aided her and nursed her wounds, and she pretty much gave into the faith, and she stayed with the church, raised her son in the church. So he was like, it's not one Bible that he doesn't know the front and back of. So this story really is about him meeting all of the myths that you probably would know, like Frankenstein, the Wolfman. I even put Creatures of the Black Lagoon in here, the Invisible Man. It's just a lot of star characters. They're not crammed in, so don't get the wrong idea. They're not crammed in. They're spread throughout the story, and each individual character is very important. They play a big role in his story, and not just around him, but around their own history. Because like I said, you have like a lot of the myths, and if you're this book is not just really about Van Helsing and Dracula. It's also about each individual character. You'll get the gist of what their story was in here, and what role they played and why they played that role. Um, of course, books are different. You can get more description in books rather than movies. Movies really is the thriller, that you're trying to get your point across. The director's trying to get his point across, but in the book, the character is trying to get his point across, and each individual character builds the story. So in my story, each of these characters would be very, very important. Three of the main ones that are going to be playing a big role, of course, is Walter, which is the Invisible Man, Colin, which is my version of the Wolf Man, and dang, I kind of forgot his name. I haven't read it in a while. I have been revising it and trying to plan it, but um, there's three of them. And if you really read the story, you'll get to know who the person is. It's not Van Helsing, of course not. Van Helsing is the main character, but he has three supporting characters that actually help support the story and help his cause. You know, they're going to be not just main characters or the supporting characters in the story, but his best friends and 100 with myth creatures as his friends, right? But anyway, yeah. Like I said before, if you're interested in something like this here, it's very grand. It's a adventure, quest, vampires, werewolves, you name it. It's in here. And this is only the first version, so you're not going to get everything at one time. I'm actually going to be finishing up, like, doing my ebook part, because I'm in the ebook process of finishing this piece. But this is actually already ready for sale on lulu.com. So if you want to purchase it on lulu.com, it's going to be $11. But if you do it through Amazon, you can get it for $4.30. So probably go to Amazon. It'll be easier if you want to. If you're interested in something like this here, go to Amazon, get it for cheap, get the gist of it, because this is the first piece. The second edition is going to be a little bit better, a lot better actually. I have made plans for this one. The first one I didn't think about. I actually just put it from here straight on Word. I really didn't plan it. I didn't, plan the characters and the roles around the character and everything. I just wrote it. But in the second version, which I'm working on as the president, I have a lot of new characters that I'm actually going to place in here, and a lot of the big, the antagonist, protagonist kind of concept from the previous book, like Michael, Hyde, and it's going to be a new intro, of course, into the next book, and it's going to be very, very good. The next one I'm going to have to rate that one, of course, because it's going to be more gory, it's going to be more action, just a lot more stuff. And I'm going to have to rate that one. This one doesn't really need to be rated because anybody can read it. It's not really a lot of killing. It's just have a lot of flesh wounds, of course. Well, not a lot, but fresh wounds. Mild language, I wouldn't say extreme language. You might see or hear a word that you probably would know that's wrong to say, but it's not a really huge bad word like the ones we can't really say in public, But if you're interested in something like that, like I said, you can check it out on lulu.com or go to my Facebook. You can also, if you're not familiar with the computer and if you're on like Facebook a lot, you can go straight to Facebook and type my name in, and you'll see my URL post right there. So thanks guys for listening, and hopefully you guys will be interested in some of my work and give me a lot of feedback, because actually that'll help me with the next book. So EJ out.